had a fantastic day. So let me just answer this big question, like how much do I make in this small business? Since starting this business 5 months ago, how much have I been able to make and how much do I pay myself? So I know this is a question that so many people may want to know, especially those who want to start a small business just like mine. I want to give you a breakdown of everything you need to expect when it comes to starting a business, how you can be able to budget and manage your finances, and how much you can pay yourself in a realistic way so that your business cannot fall. Yeah. So before everything else, I run a small business and it is a salon business. Like you can see around, this is a salon business I run consistently. I'm always here from Monday to Saturday, and I have days that I can take off, especially when they're not busy, so that someone else can be able to run it. So I officially run this business, but I have other people who help me throughout the business. But what are some of the things that we actually offer so that you do not have a question of exactly how do I make money and how much I have made? Yeah. First thing is first. I offer so many services, but the main one is actually making people's hair, like styling, braiding, all these other things. That is exactly what I do. So we do most of the braiding, we do blow dry, facial, we do other stuffs that are normally done in salon, and most especially some of the things that we normally do, we sell our hair, because most of the time our customers, our clients, when they walk in, they want to wash their hair, they want to make their hair, and most of them do not want to go buying hair somewhere. So this is another way I actually make money, through selling the hair that you are seeing on the background. Yeah. So that is another extra income I make. So I do hair blow dry, I make people's hair, and then I sell the hair. So those are the streams of money, the streams of income that I'm able to make. Is that even making sense? Like that is how I'm able to make the money I make on a monthly basis. Okay. So how exactly do I? So first thing is you need to understand how you can be able to manage your money on a daily basis, because you see, someone who runs a business on a daily basis, like you are getting cash coming in on a daily basis, you need to be able to know how to manage that money so that you can be able to save it without having to misuse it. And that is something I have had to learn in this business. So some of the ways that have really helped me to be able to save this money and to be able to put this money aside is, number one, through saving my money with money market fund. Like I do not want to save this money in a place that I can be able to access it immediately. I like to save this money in places like money market fund, so that it can be way easier for me to be able to manage my money and to be able to save my money consistently. So on a daily basis, like let's say on a daily or one, like today, if I make 3,000, I take that money, I place it on a money market fund, because I don't want it to be around me where I can be able to access it very easily. And that is how I have been able to save the money consistently that is coming on my business. And before, when I started, it was very hard, I will not lie. Like I used to save my money just on my Safaricom line, on my mobile phone, let me just say. And it was a bit hard for me to be able to control myself from not using that money. So I had to put a rule that every day after I'm done with my work, I go and access how much I have made. I put aside money for my hair products, because most of the time I always want to separate the hair money so that I can know how much profit I have made from hair and how much I need to eat, how much I need to add, how much I need to take home, so that I do not find myself thinking that I have a lot of money, while in real sense most of that money is coming just from my hair. Hi Pascal. Yeah, so like I was saying, that is how I'm able to manage. I need, by having a place where I can be able to save that money consistently. The second thing is I have been able to separate my personal account money with my business money. If you are running a business, you need to put this very straight, very forward, and you need to be able to like set this from the word go. If you do not separate your personal finances with your business finances, most of the time you will find yourself misusing your business finances, and by the time you are coming to the end of the month, you cannot be able to access where exactly you used and what money. You cannot be able like to track everything. That has been my biggest support, being able to separate my business money from my personal money. Yeah, that has been my biggest saver, because when I started I didn't know how to separate. I had to buy a different line that was specifically just for business. Thing that is business related, it will always go to that money, and that is how I was able to separate, and that is how I was able to come in knowing how much I need to make, how much I have made this week, how much I've made this month, and how much I need to separate and access in terms of my finances. Yeah, so when it comes to the real deal, because you can be able to separate this money, you can be able to set aside, but if you do not have something we call the budget, if you are not budgeting your money well, if you are not knowing how much needs to go where and how much needs to come where, it will be very hard for you to be able to access, and it will be very hard for you to be able to know how much you need to pay yourself, how much needs to go back into the business. And that is how I was able to get started with creating a business budget tracker for small business people. I came to realize like writing these things down, writing them on my or on my book, on a piece of paper, and all this was not helping me. I had to create a Google Sheet business tracker that was able to help me to access and know exactly every month, this is how much I have made, this is how much needs to go here, this is how much needs to go here. And I'm going to show you exactly everything that I did, even in this month, how much I'm going to use and how much is remaining I'll be paying myself. Okay, so I'll be taking to my computer, just a minute. So for those who are watching me, like and just support my channel, and you can also give me ideas. How have you been able to manage your finances? How have you been able to manage your business, and how much have you been making? How much have you been paying yourself? What is that method you have been using to be able to know how much you need to pay yourself? Because most business people really struggle with this. You make money, but you do not know how much you need to pay yourself. You do not know how much needs to go back into the business, and that can be a very tricky issue, because if you do not know how to manage it, you'll find yourself paying yourself more and less is going into your business. Okay, so let me just walk you through on my laptop and just show you exactly what I'm talking about in terms of uko na uzi gel sama Oh my god. What? Okay. I had to take a break there. There's someone who was talking to me. Okay, so here is a breakdown. Actually, this is the business budget tracker, but you can be able to get a link of it on the descriptions below. And I just want to walk you through exactly how I budget my business and how I able to set aside everything. Okay, so first thing is first, like you can see, this is from January all the way to July. So I just want to show you exactly, because it won't be tracking. So here we have rent, then we have salary, insurance, loan payment, software and subscription, license, marketing, inventory, shipping and delivery for those who are shipping things from somewhere like, let's say, US, China, Alibaba, all those, utilities, taxes, and miscellaneous. So let me just show you my July budget. So most of the time the rent is always consistent. So I pay 10,000 for my shop where I am. That one is always constant. Then where I have written nil, this is just to show that I don't pay all this, because I don't pay salary. The people I work with, we are working on a commission, so it's not salary based. And other things like marketing, insurance, and everything I do not have in my business yet. And so here for the 1,001, this is for license. Most of the time, if you are running a small business, you need to have things like license, or else the county government will not be at ease with you. So I normally budget 1,000. I'd like to save 1,000, but it really depends. Most of the time, I don't even pay that money. I don't even put that money. So like you can see, I had budgeted 1,000, but I kept aside 300 because of how much I made this month. Yeah, this other one is on marketing, I think. Let me confirm. Yeah, it's on marketing. And for marketing, I do free marketing. Like I just use my TikTok. That is where I do most of my marketing. So I'm not paying anything. I'm not paying any ads. It's just organic. So I don't have to put any money for marketing yet, because I don't feel like I need to pay anything to do with ads. That's why I'm not placing any money on marketing. So for 6,000, now this one I had budgeted for inventory and supplies. So for my salon business, these are some of the inventories we need. Like you see, things like hair food. I definitely need hair food. Okay, this is the same. I definitely need something like this. What is it called? I need this. It's a spray. I need shampoo. I cannot even go stretch myself there. Shampoo for the... I need to have a shampoo for my business, for washing my clients' hair. I need a conditioner. I need so many things. And even the braids, the hair, the ones that I'm selling, those are also under supplies and inventory. And as you can see, under supply and inventory, I had put a budget of 6,000 because a lot of things needed to be restocked, a lot of things, but we have just been able to spend 5,000 because I didn't have to go buying a lot of things. I didn't have to go spending a lot of money, because some of the things are still there. Let's say things to do with hair, I still have a lot. I've not yet bought the stuffs. I'm just showing you how much I'll be spending. So things like hair, I still have a stock, so I won't be buying a lot of them. I'll only be restocking things like hair food, things like spray, conditioner, and all these other things. Yeah. Then we come down here. This is on shipping and delivery. I don't do shipping and delivery, so there it is nil. And here we have utilities. So for utilities, we are talking about things like paying for the water bills and paying for the electricity and all these other things. So my budget was at 3,000, but I didn't have a lot to pay in terms of water and electricity. So here the budget is 1,500, because for the electricity I'll be paying 1,200, then for water it will be 300, so it's a total of 1,500 that I'll be needed to pay for my business and everything. And then here is the miscellaneous, so anything that may come in during the month, everything that you maybe have not planned for it, but it just came. So I didn't have a lot of things to buy. So I think this 500, I don't know, I didn't buy some, I can't even remember what I bought, but like I said, that is just for anything that may come that was not budgeted, and that is where that money goes to. So if you can look at my budget tracker very well. Is it focusing? Yeah, it has focused. So my budget was 21,000. This is how much I had budgeted for, and it has come to 17,500. This is how much I need to pay for my business and everything, so that we can be able to be done with the everything of this month. So coming the real question, which is, have I been able to make in this small business in the month of July? How much have I been able to pay myself in this month of July? So I have been able to make 25,000 Kenya shillings in the month of July. I'm grateful because this is my 5th month that I have been able to be running this business, and it has not been easy from day one. Being able to just make this money and at least be able to come up with everything and not having to go back to my pocket to pay for some things, it is such a big honor, because for the past 4 months, I have just been making enough to pay rent and maybe pay for utilities. The things, let's say like supply, I had to go back to my pocket and actually buy the things and the stuffs I need, like braids. Most of the time I will have to go back to my pocket and buy for it, and at times I will have to go back to the pocket to buy for things like shampoo and all this. But this month I have been able to make at least extra that I can be able to do all this and still be able to get something that I can myself. Okay, so I know someone is doing their month. 25,000 minus 17, how much is it? How much am I paying myself? How much am I remaining with? Okay, before you do all the math and everything, I'll be remaining with 7,000 in my money, in my payments. Yeah, it's focusing. Yeah, so I'll be remaining with 7,000. That is extra money that I can be able to put aside to pay myself. But here is where the real deal comes in. So when you look at my budget tracker, business budget tracker, we have other things like, let me just show you how it looks for someone who may be interested. We have things like business emergency fund. We have things like future expansion. We have things like equipment and upgrading, marketing, loan, prepayments. So like you can see, for all this month, I was not able to put anything, nothing at all. This is because I was not making money enough to even pay for this. But like I said, since the month of July has been a bit good on my side, I have to consider a couple of things before I even pay myself. Yeah. So For here also, I was not able to do anything on personal emergency fund, medical. Now this I could not be able to set aside because I was not making extra money for that. That comes when mostly you are making good money in your business, that you can be able to set aside money for that. So for this month in my business, I'll be setting aside extra money for my business emergency fund. This is in case anything like maybe something happens and I do not have enough money for the rent and everything. I can be able to have something to go running for. So for this month, I'll be putting aside 1,500 for my business emergency. Yeah. And then when we come here to future expansion, I'll not be saving anything because I've not made a lot. But equipments and upgrade, I'll be saving in 500. Yeah, 500. Though I may not be needing a lot of equipments right now, but I need to save just in case I may need to add something. I can be able to go back and add something on it. Okay. So for this month of July, I've been able to save at least 1,500, 2,000 for all this. So I still need to make sure that my business can be able to make extra money so that I can be able to save for things like marketing, loan repayment. Though I do not have any loan, I started this business with absolutely the money I had saved up. So I don't have any loans to pay. I have not taken any loans. If there's someone who's always afraid of, so I have not taken any loans. So when it comes to this other sheet where it's where you get things like personal emergency fund, I will still not be saving because I've not made a lot. Medical, all this, I'll not be saving because I don't have a lot to put aside. So this is where I just tell you. So I have been able to set aside 5,000 Kenyan shillings. That is how much I will be paying myself in this side hustle, in this salon business. So it is such a big relief, I will not lie, because since I started this business 5 months in, we are in August 1st. We are literally entering our 6th month, and since the 5 months have passed, this is the month I have been able to pay myself. Literally, this is the month I have been able to set aside money for myself. And it may not be a lot, but it is a beginning to just show me that the more I keep consistently pushing myself, at least I can be somewhere where I need to be. So 5,000 is how much I will be paying myself in this month. And I hope by the time we'll be finishing our 6th month, I will be able to come and give you a review of how much I have paid myself, and I hope it will be more than this, because my plan is to be able to add a couple of things. And for me to be able to see money flowing in the way I want in this business, I'm thinking of adding a couple of things. So I'm talking about nails, because most of the people have been asking me about doing the nails and everything, and that is what I'll be adding on to this business, so that I can be able to come up with some extra income, extra cash flowing into the business. So if you're a small business owner, if you're a small business owner who has been struggling to manage your finances, you have been struggling to know how much exactly do you need to start paying yourself, and how much exactly is your business making, then maybe you need to get yourself this budget tracker, because this business budget tracker has helped me to be able to track my finances, and I've been able to know how much I have been making and how much I need to go ahead and pay myself. So yeah, so when it comes to paying yourself as a business person, you need to consider a couple of things. Maybe after you have paid all the bills, the amount of money you're remaining with, you can sit down and put aside things like the ones you have seen, like a business emergency fund, all these other things. And that's why I'm really encouraging someone to get this budget tracker, because it will help you to know what are some of the things that you need to set aside for your business. And after I've done that, you can be able to know, okay, this is how much I need to pay myself, this is how much my business has been making so far, so I can be able to pay myself this. Because most of the time people just choose, after you have paid your bills and everything, the money that is remaining, that's all you take, not forgetting that you need to set aside things like money for expansion, for upgrading things. You want to buy some stuff, you want to add things on your business, you need to set aside that money, so that by the time your business is making good money, you can be able to pay yourself a lot. But when you are just beginning, it will take time. You will not pay yourself so many times. Like I said, it has taken me a long period to even be here to start paying myself this amount of money. So yes, it's not a lot. 5,000 is not a lot, but at least it is a beginning of something that I know will actually grow. So if you are watching me live, thank you very much. For those who have just watched my video, please do not forget to like this video, subscribe to this YouTube channel, and hit that notification bell. Every time I will be recording videos telling you how much my business makes, telling you things to do with personal finance, things to do with business and making money on the online space, then this is the place for you. Till again, see you. Bye bye.